All right, friend. Bjork, Vespertine time. Before I forget, we got to do a thumbnail. So we're going to do, I'll show you the secrets of doing a thumbnail here. Okay, you do your pose. And that's it. And then I'll go back into the video. I'll find a frame where I'm doing that. I'll pull that frame. And then I'll put that in the album cover. And voila. There's the thumbnail for YouTube. I have gotten so many emails over the last couple years of people offering to help improve my thumbnails. And in a very supportive, kind, professional way, they all tell me, Bob, your YouTube thumbnails suck. They suck. And I'm here to help because you have a great channel and I feel like you should get more views. It's like, thank you, kind, concerned citizen, but I don't give a fuck that my thumbnails suck. I think all the other YouTube thumbnails suck. I can't stand them. Rage bait, FOMO, emoji, nonsense. Anyway, I'm not going to rant. I'm not going to rant about thumbnails today. Not going to. I'm not going to.
It's too late.
Not going to. Bjork, Vespertine. So you might not believe it. I can hardly believe it, honestly, myself. I've never listened to Bjork. I only know one song, The Hunter. Great song. I've never listened to Bjork. I kind of wanted to wait. It's wintertime, supposedly, in California. It was supposed to be like cold. It's gray. It's supposed to be raining and cold. Right now we just have the gray. So that kind of helps. But I was like, you know what? It'll be cool to do during the winter months. It's the week before Christmas. It's Monday. It's a couple days before Christmas for me right now, today. And I want to check it out. Wrap up the year with something different. Now, in terms of music, like the people who love Bjork and what I think of in terms of music that I enjoy that will help me be cool with Bjork. Pretty big Radiohead fan. Like Radiohead quite a bit. Amnesiac, Kid A, OK Computer. That's kind of my favorite from them. That stuff. King of Limbs is kind of a weird one too. There's a band called Daughter that I really like. That for some reason I think would probably make sense as a crossover for Bjork fans. I listen to a lot of ambient, both on the techno side, but also kind of on the just instrumental side too. Well, I guess it's mostly electronic generated music, sound, the ambient. But I have no idea what to expect other than minimalist. That has been a word to describe this album. I guess she's pop, technically. I don't know. I really don't know shit about Bjork. I know this cover right here freaks me out. I don't like it. I don't like it. That's the wrong way to eat licorice. You can tell by how pale their face is right there. Too much red licorice. Anyway. So yeah, I guess I don't have anything to say. We got 12 songs, about 56 minutes. So let's just drop in. Expecting minimalist. I'm expecting odd. I'm hoping for odd. But also, just cool. So really, I'll just stop my yapping. Kind of in a nice, relaxed mood right now. And let's listen to Bjork for the first time ever. Kind of hard to believe. At age 45. When did this album come out? 2001. So this is about 25 years old, if you can believe that shit. First track's called Hidden Place, produced by Bjork. 5.5 minutes, dropping into the first track of Vespertine. Here we go. Oh, cool. It's already weird. Ah. Whoa.
I'm not sure what to do with it.
Oh.
Or where to put it. I'm so close to tear and so close to simply calling you up. I'm simply suggesting we go
Wow.
to that
Wow.
place.
I love going into something with the idea, as far as I can tell, of not having any expectations, right? And then immediately going, well, I didn't expect this, which very much implies an initial expectation. Did not expect this. I'm very pleasantly surprised so far. It's almost scary. Which I guess is maybe the point.
I have been slightly shy to stroke that finger.
Yeah, it's scary.
I was given to touch with.
It's unsettling. And on purpose. On purpose. It's unsettling. I'm so close to tears and so close to simply calling you up and simply suggesting we go to that hidden place. Through the warmest cord of care your love was sent to me, I'm not sure what to do with it. It's unsettling. And the sound surrounding these very simple, straightforward lyrics is unsettling. Which is just bringing it all home. It's like so well. The production, I don't want to say the production carrying, but the production is adding such a emotional element to this story that's being told so far.
But careful, careful. There lies my passion hidden. There lies my
Anxious, unsettled.
I'll hide it under a blanket, lull it to sleep. I'll keep it in a hidden place.
Wow. Wow.
I'll keep it in a hidden place. He's
This is cool, man. This is very cool.
Fragilest.
The no, that I find particularly unsettling. And I haven't really been paying so close attention to know, like, to note when these, like, these, like, kind of elevated, anxious vocals are coming in relative to what Bjork's doing lyrically. But I do find it striking that it's coming in here on this portion where he's the beautiful, is fragile, is still strong. Like, can I trust these feelings that I have about this person? Am I accurately assessing the character of this person, or am I wrong? It's almost like I want to trust, I want to love, I want to feel these things, but I'm too scared, which goes with what she's talking about earlier about being shy and all that stuff. This is fucking great. This is great.
And the littleness of his movements hides himself
Huh.
in one's sanctuary.
Wow. I'm so happy it ends like this with these vocals, these anxious vocals. That was brilliant. That was brilliant. I already can't wait to take the headphones off and blow this out on the speakers. I'll tell my wife it's Christmas music, and she'll believe me because I'll tell her. It's Christmas music. The whole Bjork album is Christmas music. Can you believe that?
No.
You can't believe that?
Does
Well,
it have church bells in it?
if by church bell you mean like almost haunting backing vocals, yeah, it does have church bells. So what strikes me with this, there's a lot to love about this, but I kind of mentioned some of it during the listen But at the end, these two elements of your love was sent to me, I'm not sure what to do with it, and then this hidden place. And that in itself is already like, that's just the ground floor of a spinning duality, right? Because if somebody loves you and you accept their love, that's something you don't hide, right? If it's real, if it's true, that comes out in the open, right? That just becomes its thing. So to talk about love and to also so often want to keep it hidden and go to a hidden place, in a sense, makes it not love. Maybe. I do remember reading when I was like 2 weeks ago, I almost sat down with this and I did Mama's Gun instead by Erykah Badu. And I read the little Wikipedia thing on like the album or something. And I remember something in there about during the time of this album, she was in a relationship with somebody, and I don't know if they were famous or not, but like, she's famous. And so I can understand that. I got to remember there's an element of just being in the public eye and people talking, about who you're in. So that is a real thing. And I'm sure that's part of what Bjork's going through, but I'm just kind of coming at it from more of a core feeling, a core idea. Because if it actually is love, then yeah, you let it out in the open. But if you're trying to hide it, then it isn't love, but you've got these feelings. I don't know, man. Fascinating song. Really cool to listen to. Every now and then, right, people talk about, oh, I wish I could go back and listen to that for the first time ever. I just got to have that experience like big time. Big time, right? Big time. I feel like that was one of those special first time ever listens. I listen to a lot of music. I listen to a lot of new music, new to me. And there's some great stuff out there, but that was a gem of a first time listen right there. Let's keep going. I'm really curious to see if there's any kind of like throughput of a story or a theme throughout the album. Track 2 is called Cocoon. We've already discussed the cover for the single. Producers are Thomas Nack and Bjork. Let's drop into 2, Cocoon. That little... Oh, Mum is another band that I like that would cross over with Bjork. This sound, this lo-fi, like drum beat, makes me think of Mum. Mum's got some cool stuff. This is fucking great. Something I find fascinating about this song is it's called Cocoon, and her vocal delivery. I remember I don't know anything about Bjork. Bjork. I don't know anything about Bjork, but the song's called Cocoon, and the way she's singing. It's almost like, and obviously the lyrical content, like what we're talking about, these two people very intimate, very close to each other. It does, the vocal delivery makes me think of somebody where there's two people under a blanket together and they're trying to like whisper to each other, but she's like whisper singing. And then you've got just these odd little sounds, these clicks and these taps and these things that make it kind of sound like they're a little distant maybe, or they're not quite clear in terms of what they are, which to me kind of creates this feeling of being inside of a cocoon. You know, it's just we're hiding under the blanket and we're close and we're whispering quietly, and you can hear that other people are up, but we don't want them to know that we're awake. And so we're hiding here under the blanket, real still, real quiet, hearing the world move around us. That's the impression I'm getting from this just first sets of sound coming through.
He slides inside, half awake, half asleep. We faint back into sleephood. When I wake up a second time in his arms, gorgeousness, he's still inside me. Who would have known from the mouth of a girl like me to a boy? To a boy.
Something else that's really kind of fascinating about this song too is like it's odd in such a cool way, but like all of the anxiousness, kind of unsettled, nervous feelings from the first track, gone. And given how intimate this song is as far as what she's saying, from a storytelling point of view, it's really kind of a fascinating mechanism using sound the way that she has to first create these feelings of anxiety and nervousness and shy and uncertainty and what have you, and then the next song just blow them all away. Gone. Pretty incredible. Like I already feel like I'm being pulled into whatever this is. I'm going to click this part. I don't understand this. This train of pearls, cabin by cabin, is shot precisely across an ocean. Now, the lyrics have been very sexual in nature, so I'm nervous to click on this annotation, but I'm going to click on it anyway. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. I'll just say this. I'm not going to read the annotation. It's what I thought it was, but the picture is a pearl necklace. We'll just say that with certainty he has climaxed during this song. To inhale a beard loaded with courage. Okay. It's just a picture of apparently who her boyfriend was during the album process. And he's got a beard. Imagine that. Shocking, I'm sure. Quite shocking. Okay, let's go to 3. This is fascinating. 3 is called It's Not Up to You. Okay. Produced by Bjork. Let's drop in. This is incredible music. Really gonna focus on the story told by sound from here on.
I wake up and the day feels broken. I tilt my head. I'm trying to get an angle.
Oh, those strings coming in.
Evening, I have always longed for. It could still happen.
It could still happen.
Anyway, it's not
Oh, beautiful turn on the production. What a like blossom of sound. Wow. Something I feel early in the song, especially right after Cocoon, especially with what she's saying in this opening verse. I wake up and the day feels broken. I tilt my head trying to get an angle because the evening I've always longed for it could still happen. Musically, it felt a little bit more conventional in style, which to me, from a music telling the story point of view, makes it feel like it's kind of woken up from this very close, intimate cocoon, all snuggled up and laying next to each other and being with each other and falling asleep and waking up. That like haze of sleepiness is kind of gone, and now it's like, okay, I'm actually like awake. You know, that's how the music feels. It feels a little bit more like that. And then the chorus, when it gets to the chorus, it's not up to you. The way the music opens up, it's like this beautiful realization. You know, and it's not sometimes it's not up to you. The way you look at that type of idea, sometimes I can feel like with restrictive. It's not up to me. I've got no control. All that kind of, you know, some people find that a fear, a burden, a restriction, but instead this is relief. You know, it's not up to you. We'll just, you know, kind of let it happen type of a thing. Anyway, kind of lots of thoughts, but really diving into what the sound is doing in this album. Oh, it's so cool. Trippy.
It's not up to you.
This section is gorgeous. Through here. Gorgeous section. Oh, and the vocals. Oh my God. Her singing style is so different. Huh. Let's click that annotation. Let's see what. This outro reads as an epiphany about the narrator's experience. She may be realizing that her morning troubles are caused by the pressure and clinging she feels from outside forces. Interestingly, the next few tracks indicate a tonal departure from the idealistic and observational Cocoon, and It's Not Up to You, to the more introspective and critical Undo and Pagan Poetry. Okay. I love it. The chorus is gorgeous. This beautiful swelling realization, it's not up to you, that kind of a thing. You know, unthinkable surprises about to happen, but what they are, it's not up to you. I can decide what I give, but it's not up to me what I get given. This I want to click on. Here's verse 2. If you wake up and the day feels broken, just lean into the crack and it will tremble ever so nicely. Notice how it sparkles down there. Oh, interesting. Here's the annotation. Bjork is telling the listener to take bad days in stride and to attempt to find the good in every situation. Sure, sure, sure. Great song. Great song. Huh. There's too much clinging to peak, too much pressure. I feel like this is a contrast, like a fear of realizing it's not up to you. You know, kind of trying to cling to control, maybe? I don't know. You might hear, is that a lawnmower in the background? Yeah. Some special added sound in today's video. Let's go to 4. It's called Undo. Produced by Bjork. I think this looks like it's the longest. Oh, no, it's not. The last track's the longest one. This one's a little over 5.5 minutes. Let's keep going. This is fascinating. Just fascinating stuff.
It's not meant to be a strife. It's not meant to be a struggle up here.
The dueling layers of vocals.
It's not meant to be a strife. It's not meant to be a struggle up here.
Huh.
You're trying too hard.
The local dual vocals went away.
Surrender. Give yourself in.
I wonder if with the chorus being, you know, this thing is not meant to be a strife, a struggle uphill. The vocals, it's her recording over herself essentially, right? Herself layered on top of herself. But then on the verse, that effect is gone. Very clear, rich, single layer of vocals of this voice, her still obviously, but you're trying too hard. Surrender, give yourself in, you're trying too hard. So I wonder what this, it's not meant to be a strife, struggle uphill, these two layers. It's like a person resisting this thing, you know, trying too hard and feeling split as a person, and instead of just letting go, surrender, you know, and I think that ties into the outro of it's not up to you. You're clinging so tightly, I can't peek, you know, that kind of a thing. Just, this is cool. Very cool. This is perfect nerd music.
It's not meant to be a struggle up here. Lean into
This rising synth, like a bathtub filling with warm water. Wow. This is brilliant. This is brilliant. Whoa. So is this like the realization part? It seems like it. It's so like warm and full and like releasing in terms of sound. Wow. I'm just like totally soaking in this sound. I like that. I like Undo a lot. So let's read this annotation here for the outro. This is for the outro, and if you're bleeding, if you're sweating, if you're crying, darling, undo. So it's fairly long, but it's kind of fascinating. The part I skimmed over. A common theme of Bjork's fourth studio album, Vespertine, revolves around anxiety. In the previous track, It's Not Up to You, Bjork provides a slight antidote to anxious feelings about the day. In Undo, this theme continues as Bjork presents her thoughts on how life should be. She states repeatedly that life should not be as hard as we can make it. In the outro, she finally realizes her thoughts by suggesting that if one is physically struggling in life, to undo. A motif that is an alternate way of just saying to relax. These lines might also be about an unhealthy romantic relationship, as most of the album deals with similar themes of love and sex. Bjork implies that if the relationship is bad for you or takes a mental toll, you should cut the other person off. Undo. I don't know if, I mean, maybe. I don't know if I'm not really getting that feeling in terms of the relationship, like it being so specific to be referencing the relationship, but it could be. These lines mark the reference to the phrase, blood, sweat, and tears, type of thing. I feel like just based off of the sound coming through, the sound on this album is telling such a story as well. The music, almost as much as the lyrics. This very much feels like an extension of let go, relax. Undo. The word undo is, I don't know. I feel like that's an odd word to use, and so it makes me think she's trying to say something else, like something I'm not quite getting. But this to me very much feels like a extension, essentially, of it's not up to you. It's not up to you. Incredible sound. This bridge too. I'm praying to be in a generous mode, the kindness kind, to share me. It's not meant to be a strive or struggle uphill. The other thing too, they're talking about relationships, but this could also just be something as far as trying to exist as a public figure and people talking about you and saying things about you and not knowing anything about you, but saying that they love you and all this other stuff. And this could very much be a song. I mean, it could be about so many things, but just kind of letting things be what they are rather than fighting what they are to make them more of what you wish they were. Let it go. Just let it be what it is. You're trying too hard. You surrender. Give yourself in. You're trying too hard. Can't fight reality. Reality is what it is. Interesting. Let's go on to 5. Looks like this is the most popular one. It's called Pagan Poetry. 5 minutes. Little Bjork and Marius de Vries. Got kind of an odd photo there. Drop it into 5. Here's Pagan Poetry. Interesting contrast between this dark synth and these light notes.
Yet to be matched on the side.
I'm gonna pause. So I'm gonna read these annotations because this is kind of fascinating here. So I'm at a loss in terms of the lyrics, right? Let's just kind of read through what we've heard so far. It says, pedaling through the dark currents, I find an accurate copy, a blueprint of the pleasure in me. And then a secret code carved. And then you've got these backing vocals that say, swirling black lilies, totally ripe. So here's the annotation for that. Swirling black lilies, totally ripe. Here's what the annotation says. Highly rated. Lilies and flowers in general have been classically used as symbolism for female sexuality. Lilies have served as a symbol for both innocence and the vagina. Black flowers are symbolic of sexual intercourse. It goes without saying that she is describing them as ripe because she is anticipating sexual times. And then there's a link to an article about sexual symbolism of flowers. So now let's click on the annotation for verse 2, which says, he offers a handshake, crooked 5 fingers. They form a pattern yet to be matched. And that's what this says here. Oh, interesting. Crooked 5. So the picture, it's like 2 hands like this, like that. Their union is represented to her by the imagery of their hands clutched together with the fingers of each overlapping and juxtaposing, creating the pattern. And that helps me understand the crooked fingers, you know? Because obviously this is 10 fingers, but really when you kind of look at the top, you only see about 5 or 6, you know? So 5 crooked fingers form a pattern just to be matched. Fascinating. Let's... Verse 3 is Morse coding signals. They pulsate, wake me up from my hibernating. There's a bunch of shit about Morse code. Okay, whatever. I'm not going to worry about that one. Let's keep going. But wanted to touch on those annotations because on the surface, lyrically, I wasn't really getting it. But now that, you know, I'm going to just go on board with everything that they're saying here with the annotations. You know, there's this sexual encounter or whatever. But more so, it seems to be her, how she feels about her own desire. That's what it seems to be. Which I find fascinating because you've got these 2 distinct sounds in the song. You've got this dark, kind of deep synth sound for the bass. But then you've also got these light, delightful, playful, I don't know if it's a piano, but it kind of sounds something like that. And to me, in terms of sound, it tells like 2 different sides, you know, 2 different opinions. And so I wonder if she almost feels like torn by her own desire type of a thing. Like maybe it's the relationship, maybe it's the person, you know, maybe there's a sexual drive, but she still doesn't trust the person, like kind of talking about in the very opening song, trying to keep all this hidden. I don't know. Pretty fascinating though. And again, the music, the sound is telling so much of a story. And the fact that it's called Pagan Poetry. Darkest pit.
As pagan poetry, pagan poetry. I'm hanging and
I don't know what's happening lyrically there because I don't see what she's singing is written, and I almost wonder if it's backwards. I don't know. It's strange. We'll keep going.
I love him.
There was a section that just wasn't written here.
I love him. 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 She loves this time. I'm gonna keep it to myself.
Ha. Wow. So there's a section lyrically that's not written here. It's before this outro part, and I don't really know what she said. I don't know what she said. I was trying so hard to find where the lyrics were written that I wasn't really paying attention to what she was saying. What's fascinating about this outro, she says, I love him, I love him, I love him, I love him. This time I'm going to keep it to myself. This time I'm going to keep me all to myself. But he makes me want to hand myself over. And I wonder, right now I'm just kind of swirling around the idea of, how does that relate to her feelings about sexuality in terms of this darkest pit, and these deep synth sounds, and then these light playful sounds, and then, because it feels like there's an entanglement here between like an emotional love and a physical love. And maybe if those two are not in sync, then this is what's causing some of the distress here that's kind of present in the song, which makes the outro even more fascinating to me, because she's saying I love him, almost like trying to convince herself, maybe as a way to justify the sexual desire, but who knows? But also at the same time, I feel like maybe there's a layer of fear of actually loving this person. That's why she says, this time I'm going to keep it to myself. I'm going to keep me all to myself. But he makes me want to hand myself over. I don't know. Pretty fucking fascinating. And then too, the title, Pagan Poetry. I have to imagine that somebody who creates music like Bjork probably enjoys poetry to some degree. But now it's not poetry, it's pagan poetry, And so like that's fucking fascinating. There's all kinds of wrinkles in here. Cool shit, man. I can see why so many people talk about this one. Cool shit. Fun to listen to. This next one is an instrumental. It's called Frosti. It's produced by Bjork. Really kind of honestly happy to have an instrumental because of how often I've said I feel like the music is telling a story. So let's just listen. There's no annotation to click on. No answers to be given away for free here. So I'll listen, and then I'll share what I feel after hearing this basically 2-minute instrumental. Haha. Oh, it goes into Aurora. Shit. I didn't realize. So here's what I got. This was just what shot through my mind's eye listening to that. It's like wind chimes, but they're made of ice, but they still sound like wind chimes. But it's not a particularly windy day. And all I saw was, because Bjork's from Iceland or Norway or whatever, right? Like way north, up in the cold, where my ancestors come from. I just kind of had this view of like, I'm looking out the window and the sun is coming up and the sun is shining across like this kind of slightly mountainous, not like ridiculous mountains, but somewhat mountainous terrain, a lot of snow, a little bit of clouds in the sky, but like the thin kind of wispy, wintry kind. And the sun, as it's rising, is coming through the window, and in front of the window is hanging this wind chime that's made of ice. But instead of hearing the wind chime, the sound, I feel like the sound from this song is more of like the dance of what the sunlight shooting through this ice wind chime would sound like. Just sparkles and glints and little hums and wiggles and stuff like that as the light dances through it. That's what I saw. And then from that view, just being a person who's just kind of lost in this tangle of trying to let go while resisting letting go, wrestling with emotional draw versus sexual desire, and all of these feelings that get mixed up inside. And all the while, in the meantime, what's going on? The world spins and does what it does. The sun rises across the snowy fields, and the light interacts with ice and glass, and it's all beautiful and it's all wonderful, and there's nothing to worry about at all. There you go. There's my first listening experience for Frosti. Inspired, of course, by some knowledge of Bjork and where she hails from, but very cool song. Dumps into Aurora, produced by Bjork, which is 7, and it already kind of spilled in, but I'll back it up so that it starts for where Spotify starts. And that sounds like footsteps in the snow. Right there.
The glacier head, looking hard for moments of shine.
I like how the footstep is almost the beat.
Twilight to
Huh. Oh, wow. That footstep got crunchier. That's fucking cool. What they did to that footstep. I feel like I was like pretty spot on my Frosti assessment there, but like I never considered the idea of the nights. What do they call it? Aurora. What do they call it?
Borealis.
Or but what do we also call it? What's
The
the nights? Not the night sky.
no.
Not the skies and the lights in the sky. Northern lights. Northern lights. Jesus. The other day, we were out doing something, I don't remember what it was, and I could not remember the word scarf, so I told her to grab her sweater necklace. We both thought that was pretty good. Northern Lights. I'd never considered the Northern Lights. I've never seen the Northern Lights. I'd like to see them someday. I think Mexico, San Diego, that's the best place, right, to see the Northern Lights, San Diego, right?
Oh yeah.
In the summer.
Yeah.
It's which is so funny because we go to San Diego almost every year in the summer, and we haven't seen him.
11:30 a.m.
Yeah, 7:30 a.m. right after the sun comes up.
Yep.
I never considered the Northern Lights in what kind of like, especially in the winter, when, obviously when the days are very, very short on the northern hemisphere, the further north you get. But I have no comprehension of, because I've been out to the desert at night in full moon, and you can see quite a bit. It's pretty bright. You can go walk around, and you'll be okay. But I wonder, I can't even imagine what if you're in a snowy land where the light's reflecting really well and you have all of this light in the sky, like what that's like. So, Goddess Sparkle. I like that. Anyway, I forgot why I even paused, so let's just keep going.
So it melts. I wish to melt into you.
I like this one too. The vocals here are so great. Oh, there we go.
Spark the sun, spark the sun, spark the sun.
Interesting. So here's an annotation here. For the lyrics, I doubled down on my knees, filled my mouth with snow. The way it melts, I wish to melt into you. And if you click that annotation, it says, on Bjork's old official site, it said that the song was about an experience she had when she was little, where she fell and hurt her knee. She then filled her mouth with snow to try to relieve the pain. What I find really amazing about this, the description here is, if you've never eaten snow, the way it just kind of does melt. It's not like ice. It's a little different. Both from viewing a beautiful world, like a snowy landscape at night under the northern lights, and wanting to melt into that, but also keeping a relationship perspective, an emotional perspective, a physical perspective of wanting to melt into a person, and just using this idea of putting snow in your mouth and feeling it how it kind of just melts in and soaks in. And I mean, I like it from a almost metaphysical sense because of the idea of, we're all one and all of this is one and there is no separation and all this other stuff. And so to me, I really like this description because it just reminds me of that, the lack of separation, and how it feels like, even with our the sensory that we use to perceive all these different things, and that's what makes it so intuitive to separate, but rather, no, I want to become part of this mountain, and I want part of this mountain to become me. Well, then you just let it soak into you, just like that. So I love that description. I love what's being used there. This is such a cool listen. I've never really heard anything like this before. The glacier head, looking for moments of shine from twilight to twilight. Aurora, goddess sparkles, shoot me beyond this suffer. I really wish there was something for spark the sun off, because I don't really know what that means. The only thing I can think of is spark the sun off. Maybe spark is like a kind of a slang, or the word spark is used slightly different where she's from, as in if you're going to flip the light on, we say flip it on, flip it off. Maybe they spark the light on, spark it off type of thing. Maybe, who knows, right? So then the idea being spark the sun off, as in just turn the sun off. That way we can just have the northern lights all the time. Maybe.
Sparky is an electrician.
Is it Europe or London where they call electricians, they call them Sparkies? Yeah, I love that. I think that's the best nickname for an electrician, a Sparky. Such a fucking brilliant term for an electrician. Spark, because I can just picture oh shit. Are you enjoying your listen of the album with only my description?
Oh, I always do.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't wait to play you the instrumental. Did you hear me describe the instrumental? About the sunlight coming through the wind chime that's made out of ice and stuff?
a little bit, but then my book was getting interesting.
But then your book got
Yeah,
interesting.
but I did hear that, and I was like, oh,
Oh, that's cool. I'll play it for you. When I'm done with this, I'll play it for you, and you can tell me I was
that
wrong.
sounds like Christmas music.
It does sound like Christmas music. All right, she's on board, everybody. We got ourselves a new Christmas album to listen to. Fantastic. All right, let's go to 8. It's called An Echo, a Stain, produced by Bjork. Dropping into number 8. Here we go. Such a journey through sound, this album. Whoa.
She touched my arm and smiled.
Whoa. All these little sounds.
One of these days, soon, feel my breath on your neck.
It's like swelling up.
And your heart will rain.
Wow. This song makes me think of like an Arctic version of the sirens that you hear about, right? With the old tales of the sailors going around and the sirens that lure them in, and then they devour them, right? With they lure them in with their beauty and then trap them and devour them. This just feels like a snowy version of a siren, whatever it would be for, you know, a fucking Icelandic version or whatever. Haha. Trippy, super trippy. That harp. Okay. Loved it. A lot of feelings on this one in terms of what's going on. So let's go through the lyrics. That's a good place to start. We'll start somewhere so my poor brain can focus on something. So here are the lyrics. Okay. She touched my arm and smiled. One of these days, soon, very soon. Love you till then, love you till then. Feel my breath on your neck and your heart will race. Don't say no to me. You can't say no to me. I won't see you denied. I'm sorry you saw that. I'm sorry he did it. An echo, a stain. A stain. I can't say no to you. Say nothing. Free falling, complete. So those are our puzzle pieces. Those are the pieces that we've been given for this specific puzzle. I feel like, well, let's start here. So this part, I'm sorry you saw that. I'm sorry he did it. An echo, a stain. I feel like here, an echo, an echo is just sound bouncing back, right? So in this instance, an echo feels like a repeat, and then a stain feels like a memory. And so this sorry you saw that, sorry he did it, feels like this has happened before. I'm seeing it's happening to me again, And just like last time, it left a stain on me. I'm receiving another stain. And so I feel like this is specific to this relationship, this other person. Something has happened in this relationship. But what I find fascinating is this free-falling and complete. And I feel like that part, now that her maybe, and this is all speculation on my part, okay? This is just what I'm picking up. I'm not saying that this is what it is. This is just what I'm kind of perceiving, is now that whatever has happened, her fears have become realized and it's all true. Now she can relax because her fears were correct. And he did do that thing, and she did see it happen, and what has happened before has now happened again, and just like last time, it's left a stain, and now here's another stain. So basically, everything's been confirmed. There's nothing to fear in terms of which way it will go, because it has now gone a certain way, and she can relax, in a sense. Maybe. Put 100 asterisks next to that. This don't say no to me, you can't say no to me, I won't see you denied. I don't know what that means. And then I can't say no to you, say nothing. I feel like that can go one of two ways. As in, since I cannot say no to you, I simply will not respond. Or...
No, it means don't ask anything of me.
I think it's more of that. Don't ask of me of anything because I cannot say no. Let's read this annotation for don't say no to me, you can't say no to me, I won't see you.
So this is like Santa Claus. Don't ask it of him because he just can't say no and he'll just give you everything you want.
Ready for me to ruin this for you?
No, this is a Christmas album.
Okay, well, I'm not going to read this. I'm not going to read this part for you. This is pretty fucking far from Santa Claus. Yeah.
Stop listening then.
Yeah.
It was wholesome.
But now it's talking about some play, and I don't know about the play. Let's go down here. Let's go to the summary. The lyrics are based on a Sarah Kane play called Crave, a one-act play. Crave uses a non-linear poetic style. The dialogue is intertextual. There is no context nor stage directions, and characters have identifiable sex and gender only from context within the play. Crave continues the theme of pain in love that Kane had explored with previous plays, but is stylistically a departure. The play contains several dark themes presented as issues haunting the four characters, including rape, incest, pedophilia, anorexia, drug addiction, mental instability, I can't imagine why, murder, and suicide. Did you ignore all that successfully?
I'm trying. Once you said it wasn't Santa, I was like, forget it.
My favorite part of that description is all of those things that I read that are horrible, and they just threw in their mental instability. You think? Yeah, you think? Yeah, no. These are not stable people that are dealing with all this shit. So it's a bit of a redundancy there, but thank you. Thank you. It's
like
a good
saying,
it's a good summary. It's a good summary.
it's basically instead of saying etc.
Mm.
They just put in mental instability.
Yes, you're absolutely right. They could have just written etc., but they decided to specify instead. Oh, shit. Okay. This is a challenge, though, but just because, like, I don't know how. I wonder how people know this is from a play, like based on a play. I wonder. I don't know. Whatever. So there's that, an echo and a stain. I still feel like what I said initially, before reading all that stuff, I feel like they're at least kind of close to home. In terms of, what I was talking about with an echo and a stain and fears being realized and that kind of a thing. I don't know. Fascinating. Unfortunately, it can't be a Christmas album. Let's go to 9. It's called Sun in My Mouth. Produced by Bjork. Dropping in track 9. Here we go. Oh, cool.
to dash at fingers of smooth mastery.
I was gonna say the strings came in with a fury and then settled down.
I'll see will I complete the mystery
Huh.
of my flesh,
Incredible sound. Is there a summary for this one? Yeah, I want to read the summary for this one too. Oops, let's go back. Oh wait, am I in the wrong Japanese version? Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why I'm not understanding some of the lyrics, or some of the lyrics are in here. Adapted from a poem called "I Will Wait Out." Her vocals are accompanied by string orchestra. Yeah, vocal give the impression she's singing close to them. Sure. Here's what Bjork said about it. Son of My Mouth was written on a day of improvisations with Guy Sigsworth. I'd lined up poetry books and poems from friends. Harm of Will and Mother Heroic came from the same day. When I hear the song, I hear the connection between me and Guy at this moment. The sublimity of E. Cummings' words, which is the author of the poem, but also me storming out of a certain film studio, regaining the rights to my music. Oh, wow. It was the moment I got empowered to stand by myself, and Me Too clock in me got wound up to be wrong 18 years later. I don't know what the fuck that means, but... I will wait out till my thighs are steeped in burning flowers. I will take the sun in my mouth. I will leap into the ripe air alive. With closed eyes to dash against darkness in the sleeping curves of my body. I shall enter figures of smooth mastery with the chasteness, I can never pronounce that word, chasteness of sea girls. Will I complete the mystery of my flesh? Will I complete the mystery of my flesh? These two lines that end there make me kind of, I feel like that's what pulls it into the album a bit. Now I feel like I've been overanalyzing the album, but that is what I do. Overanalyze. But I feel like that question, will I complete the mystery of my flesh, is kind of, it's just an appropriate question for, you know, will I realize how I actually feel about who I am, who this person is, how I feel about this other person, this relationship. You know, are these feelings that I have, are they real? Are they temporary? What are they? That kind of a thing. All right, let's go to 10. Right? 10, yeah. Heirloom. Producers are Console and Bjork. Dropping into 10. Heirloom. Huh. It's almost like a normal song.
I have a recurrent dream.
Huh.
Every time I lose my voice, I swallow little glowing lights. My mother and son baked for me during the night.
I think this is like the most conventional song I've heard so far off the album. me pause real quick. I'm just going to touch on a couple annotations here. This recurrent dream. So here's the annotation. In the context of Vespertine, in which Bjork explores all aspects of love and intimacy, as well as the prospects of marrying Matthew Barney, I guess that's the boyfriend or whatever, she now focuses on her mother and son's unconditional love. The song follows Bjork while she is unwell. She's drowsy and half-conscious due to medication and the sickness. Therefore, the song is presented as a fever dream. Recurrent shows that this love is unconditional. She's received it before. She will again. Dream shows that she's half-conscious. Okay, yeah. There's a -4 on that rating. on that thing. Here's another annotation. A different one. Bjork becomes totally receptive to love, care, medicine in her sickness. She trusts her mother and son. Her throat is wide open. Warm, glowing oil could be cough syrup or tea, etc. Yeah, sure. I feel like y'all are being a little too literal. Although maybe, I don't know, maybe that's the point. I was hoping for more of like a dream analysis type of annotation, so I regret pausing to read what I have read. Huh.
You make me feel so much better. You make me feel better. We have a recurrent dream. Every time we lose our voices, they do a little try.
Kind of not into this one, honestly. Like it's fine, but
in the sky.
I also almost feels out of place in a way.
I have a recurrent dream.
Huh. Yeah. I'm not really into this one. It's fine, but to me it's not nearly as impressive as some of the other ones.
They make me feel better.
That shit's trippy though. That sound effect. The only thing I can think of with this is, let's see, you know, we went through an echo of a stain, and Sun in My Mouth, and Sun in My Mouth almost seems like a rebirth after this realization of disappointment of I mean. Here, I'll just share my train of thought. I don't know if this is right, but this is just the train of thought is, with an echo, a stain, fears being realized, and actually being able to relax now because, yes, this other person did disappoint me and let me down, and my fears were correct, and I should have not felt and trusted or what have you, right? And then Sun in My Mouth kind of being almost like a phoenix from the ash type of a thing, and also a push to continue on. Then you get to Heirloom, and Heirloom, it's talking about this recurrent dream and losing my voice, and my mother and son pours this warm, glowing, fluid into my throat, and that's the recurring dream. They make me feel better. I feel like it's more trying to hit on just the importance of family, the people who you're close to in your family, your mother, your son, your whoever, right? And so in the dream state, having these dreams, but also kind of in a literal state of, yeah, you'll meet people and they'll kind of come and go. But if certain people in your family that you stay close to, they're just always, special, important, and they always make you feel better, which is nice. But the song itself, in terms of the song, I wish she would have extrapolated on the dream a little bit more, rather than more or less just kind of saying the same thing 2 or 3 times in a row. And then musically, okay, just kind of, it was strangely conventional, and it didn't really seem to have as strong of a mechanic in the album story as the rest of those other songs, but whatever. There you go. We'll go to 11. It's called Harm of Will, produced by Bjork. Drop it into 11.
If there is a troubadour washing, it is he.
These strings.
If there is a man about town, it is he. They are bought for me.
She does such a good job of making these just like heavenly, angelic, floating sounds.
Long, long, a long length of time for families,
Huh.
sacking him for his eye with her on me in the ultimately the heaven's way.
Wow.
And leave her be, leave it be.
I have no idea. There's a long annotation that we'll read after this.
Controls what therapy he makes, and all will know me.
I really like the sound of that song. I have no fucking clue what it's about. This whole section, this last portion, is got a long annotation. Well, I actually not that long. So this is what I like about this annotation is it starts with personally, I believe these lyrics. So this is just something that somebody else has put up as far as what they think it might be about. And a lot of people have given it a thumbs up. So we'll read through it here. Personally, I believe these lyrics are sung from the point of view of a woman, who I'll call A, who meets the referred troubadour and engages in sexual intercourse with him because she acknowledges it is a commitment-free relationship. While having sex, she impersonates a sexually active counterpart, whom I'll call B. Therefore, the line, "This way is as she is," describes how A, in the intimate situation she is, behaves as B would. From this point on, A only talks about herself in third person, as she is now fully into the moment, fully acting as B. Okay? The lines "for it is I" with her on knee give more insight into how A and B sort of share the same moment of pleasure in the same entity, but B is on knee because she is the one partaking. In the line, "I leave her without pith or feel," A no longer embodies B. A leaves B numbly in order to avoid emotional or luxurious attachment to the troubadour. And "leave her be, leave it be" synthesizes that A is likely to abandon the personality she is behaving as B and the memory of sexual pleasure. Okay. Okay, that helps a little bit. Basically, yeah, okay. I understand what the annotation is trying to say. What the fuck is this about? If there are 9 she's, they are bought for me. The use of perspectives and point of views is very confusing in this song. Oh, it's a long breakdown. I'm not going to read that shit. I'm not going to read that shit. No. I'll leave her without pith or feel. So let's read this again. Let's imagine the point of view of a person who pretended to be somebody else in this scenario. Okay. I'll leave her, this pretended person, without pith or feel. Leave her be, leave it be, for he controls what there'll be. He makes his face known to none. Yeah. I'm going to go back to what I first said. I have no fucking clue what this song's about. No fucking clue. Cool sound. Sounds cool. It's got beautiful production, but yeah, I have no idea. Okay, this is the final one. I got to say, on this back end here, kind of after Sun in My Mouth, which that song was fine, but I'm kind of like, because I feel like the album was working so well towards this kind of cool narrative / self-exploration. But then, you know, with Echo, a Stain, with it being related to some play that I knew nothing about, which is fine. I mean, it still works in terms of the context of the theme that the album has had so far. But I kind of feel like we've lost our way a little bit on exploring this theme. It seems like it's kind of like washed out in the end, and now we're not really doing that, or maybe we're doing it in such a obscure way that it's hard for me to follow anymore. So we'll see how this last one goes. But a little, just slight, like, because it was so cool, and it felt like it was even ramping up, and now I feel like, we kind of like dropped the ball right at the very end, just a little bit. Anyway, so here's track 12, Unison, longest one off the album, 6.5 minutes, well, a little 6:45, produced by Bjork, dropping in to Unison.
One hand loves the other so much on me.
Huh.
Born stubborn me will always be. Before you count 1, 2, 3, I
Oh,
will
wow.
have grown my own private branch of this tree. You
Oh, whoa.
gardener, you discipliner, domestically.
This is
I
funny.
can obey all of your rules and still be.
Oh, wow.
I never
Wow. Listen to this.
I never thought I would compromise. We share to find
Wow.
embrace you tight.
So with all that sound right now and this talk about I thought I would never compromise, let's unite, we shouldn't fight, embrace you tight, let's unite, and then this little bit, verse 2, you gardener, you discipliner, domestically, I can obey all of your rules and still be. Verse 1, born stubborn, will always be, before we count 1, 2, 3, I'll have grown my own private branch of this tree. With the way the music was swelling there in the chorus, it feels like she's giving in. She's not, I never thought I would compromise. It feels like she's finally like giving up the fight whatever this friction that has existed between the two, it feels like just forget it. You can be you and I can be me, and we can just be. So let's just be. That's what it seems like.
I thrive best.
I like this one. This is a cool song.
Style with a beard and a pipe and a parrot on each side. Let's unite tonight.
Yeah.
Don't fight and praise you time. Let's unite tonight.
Love the strings. It feels like this realization that there's nothing to realize. You know, and it feels like especially on the chorus, let's unite, you know, that we shouldn't fight, embrace your tight, let's unite. Is with all the music swelling, it just feels like the idea of wrestling my emotional feelings versus my physical feelings, and can I trust you, and will this work, and my fears being realized. I feel like it's just fucking forget it all. It doesn't matter. Whatever's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. It feels like we're kind of coming full circle back to it's not up to you. You know, whatever's gonna happen, it's not up to you. Just let it be, type of a thing. That's how it feels. It feels like her kind of fully just accepting that state, embracing that state. And in sense too, it's not even about embracing that state, but more so letting go of all the other ones. And then now you are just there. It's not up to you.
Let's unite tonight. We should don't fight and praise you time. Let's unite tonight.
This is incredible right here. Another thing I love about this is that the opening song having all those feelings of like anxious, unsettling, gone. Not here. Not here. So all the fret and worry, all the things considered and focused on, it's finally all gone away. Oh, but interesting. It hangs up. We're snagged. We're snagged. It's a circle. Ha! That's awesome. I think the album's a loop. How does it start again? Yeah, I think the album a loop. It is a loop. I mean, it doesn't perfectly like loop back upon itself in terms of the sound, but as Unison closes, as you go through this beautiful sound of release and acceptance, or whatever you want to call it, right? Realization, unison, all my fears, worries, I've and it's just going and going, and as you come, I didn't complete the sequence. It's like when you're doing your stupid laptop update and it stops at 98%. I didn't get there. I was so close. That's what it feels like. Like on an emotional level. Just, oh, I finally got it. Okay, I can finally let all this go. And then, no. It snags that last like 20, 30 seconds where the production just kind of repeats itself, almost like a skipping record. It doesn't finish the song. It doesn't complete the thought, the process, whatever you want to call this, this full thing of unison. It doesn't actually complete. So you don't get there. And then you go back to track one. And you're back to the feelings of unsettled and shy and unsure and hiding again. Back to hiding. You know, damn near almost perfect. Almost perfect. Almost. Heirloom kind of throws me off. Harm of Will was so odd lyrically, but as much as I want to like nitpick at that, it's not a problem. Not a problem. What a cool album. Really cool album. That must have been very challenging to make. I have to imagine. I can't. I don't know how anybody comes up with something like this. I've never really heard anything like this before. And I do have a general understanding that, yeah, Bjork's pretty unique in what she does, but I've never heard anything like this. That last bit of Unison, it just gives it all away right there. So close to being able to do it. And then, nope, couldn't quite do it. Huh. Yeah, cool shit, man. That was a fun one. That's a fun one to end the year on. Especially, I wish it was snowing outside. I think the album would have been twice as good if it was snowing outside. It would have been perfect. It would have been perfect. I gotta bring this with me. I gotta remember to listen to it when we're up in the snow. Next time we're up in the snow. Huh. So many great songs. Not Up to You, Undo, Pagan Poetry, Frosti. Yeah. And I think what impresses me the most is I really can't think of, off the top of my head, I can't really think of, aside from ambient, which is its own kind of a thing, I can't think of anything else that has told so much of a story musically, with just the style of the music that's being played, being used. I feel like that told so much more, well, not even more, but like what the lyrics didn't say, the music did. And so it was like there was two aspects telling the story together, which, God, now that I say that out loud, it's almost makes perfect sense given the theme of the album, these two sides going back and forth. Lots of split here. Lots of almost like yin and yang type of thing. Although that's not really quite right because that is for harmony and not a lot of harmony in this one in terms of how the person is feeling, you know? Lots of distress still. But what a ride. What a ride. I do wish I understood it lyrically a little bit more. There's some parts where I'm like, right over this bald head. Don't understand that at all. But, you know, there you go. There you go. You don't always understand it. I was thinking the other day, I listened to a little bit of Kendrick Lamar the other day, and I was like, man, he's still saying shit that I don't know what that means, man. And I've heard this song how many times, and I still don't get it? Oh, well. Sometimes you just don't get it. This, though, I get why people are just, Vespertine. Yeah. Oh, my God, yeah. I got to listen to Hidden Place for the first time today. That was an experience. This whole album was an experience, but man, that first one was like, whoa, this is cool. Very cool. All right, y'all. Well, I think if you're seeing this on Patreon, I think I'll post this Christmas Eve morning, probably. So if you're on Patreon and you're seeing this first thing, I hope you guys have a good Christmas. Those of you who celebrate it, whatever it is that you celebrate or, you know, do over the holiday period, I hope you enjoy yourself. Travel safe as well as you can. And if you're on YouTube, I guess you can go die because I didn't specify you like I did the patrons. No, I'm just kidding. Holidays. I know holidays are tough. I mean, we have good family. And it's still, honestly, for me, it's still kind of tough. For me, it's just, I don't like being around a lot of people who are talking a lot. I get a little tired of it. I'd rather listen to music instead. Shocking there, huh? That revelation. But I know some of you, plenty of people out there, holidays are tough. So if you've got something that, maybe if you've been struggling with holidays and you don't like them, you don't know what to do, maybe this year you can find something, some routine, something, your own little personal tradition, something to do, something to focus on, a little bit more positive, that's healthy, whatever. I don't know. I'm way off in the weeds right now. It's weird. I think about duality within a person, but then I also think about duality in lives and how, some people are off and they're having a great time. And at the same exact time, there are other people who are just in misery. I guess that's just how it goes sometimes. So it goes. Yeah. It kind of takes the celebration out of holidays a little bit, because like for me, holidays, I don't care that much. I've warmed up to Christmas a little bit. My wife has done a good job of warming me up to Christmas a little bit. I've always enjoyed New Year because I feel like there's no baggage there. You just go have fun, which is nice. But it's tough to know that holidays can be hard for a lot of people too. So anyway, well, there's my rambling. I know this. I'm going to do as little as possible. All right, y'all. Take care. That was fun. We'll see you soon.